Okay, so I'm just going to give you a kind of mid-project update on the KTM Crusty bike rescue. So, the intent of this project was to kind of document and record the process and the cost and the time involved with bringing a Crusty bike back up to, rideable form. Not immaculate, but definitely rideable and something you can trust and ride and maybe flip for money. This bike has been a challenge from the get-go. I didn't really know a lot about the bike. I got it for next to nothing. And the guy I got it from was kind of shady. I hope it isn't stolen. But anyway, the bike was told to me to be a 2003 300 EXC. What I have learned, and when you get into these projects, I think everybody will learn things about the bike that are wrong, that were done haphazardly, that cause you more pain than just a simple pull off and bolt on. Some of these YouTube channels that do these restorations, they don't show the frustrations of having to undo somebody else's work that they did wrong. But I'm here to tell you that this bike has had me very frustrated, but I'm still chugging through it. Right now where I'm at, I've learned some things. This bike is not really a 300 EXC. The motor is a 300 two-stroke. I don't know if it is from an EXC. I don't know whether it's from an SX. I don't know what type of bike it's from. It's a 300 two-stroke. That's what I know. What I also know is that the numbers on that frame don't really correspond to any bike that was in production. I think that happens sometimes. I don't know. The swing arm part numbers say that it's for a 525 SX from 2003. The part numbers on the top triple tree, and I assume the forks are from a 250 SX. So when I initially went out and I ordered parts for this thing, I ordered all the parts I thought I needed for a 300 EXC. I have had to return 4 different parts and parts kits, this and that, because I've learned that they don't fit. The thing that has prompted me to learn that this bike is this swing arm, which I still have not found a solution for, and I'm hoping that I'm on the right track. This swing arm, the bearings I pressed out are bigger in diameter and smaller in width than similar bikes in 2003. This, like I said, this part number is a 525 SX. This is a bigger bearing than what came stock on a 525 SX, so that parts kit doesn't work. A 300 EXC is the same and doesn't work. What does work is a 250 SX, which has the same size, same diameter, but the width is bigger. So that's what I ordered. I may have to do a little bit of fiddling to make it all work since it's wider than the shoulder that's in there. But this has kind of been the hang up for me. I have been chugging along on some other stuff. I've obviously got the frame painted. I got the motor cleaned up. I got new reeds on it. The reeds were chipped. I got the steering stem pressed out, new bearings in. I have got the carburetor cleaned up. I bought new jets for the elevation I'm gonna be riding at in Colorado, which I'll put those in once I get this bike back together and run it. The other thing I've noticed is that this head, you may have noticed it in some of the earlier shots, this head has been repaired. And it's a very strange repair. Let me back up. This motor has new gaskets. So let me walk over here so I can see. There's new gaskets even on the case and obviously on the jug. So these are new gaskets, newer gaskets. So this has been apart, but if you look and see this, that is a very strange crack and repair. You know, so you see it go, it's basically the whole corner. Initially, I thought it was the water jacket. Somebody had water in it and it froze and it cracked it. But I asked some buddies that know more about these than I do, and they think that it's actually somebody might have dropped this jug and cracked it. And then instead of buying a new one, they just had somebody that was pretty good at welding, run it and fix it. So anyway, like I said, this motor runs good. I got it running. I'm gonna get the bike back together, and then I'll dive deeper into this if I need to, if I notice anything's wrong. But, you know, and when I did the reeds, and obviously when I was cleaning it up, inside looks great. Inside looks fantastic. So, let me see if I can even show y'all. It's probably too dark, but yeah, the inside looks pretty good. I wish I had a flashlight on, but anyway, yeah. So the last thing that I want to talk about is these forks. These forks, I rebuilt them myself. This is the first time I've ever done it. I actually went a little bit further than just doing new seals and new oil. I actually went in and replaced the bushings. You can see the bushings were pretty wore out. So I put new bushings. I actually took the inner cartridge out and I replaced a lot of the O-rings. You know, basically tried to make it as new as I could. I'd never done this, so I wanted to get into it, and these are fairly easy since they're open cartridge forks. But got it all back together. The one thing I will say after doing it is that if you've never done forks before, and even if you're just going to replace a leaky seal, you know, with new oil, get yourself a seal driver. Initially, I tried to use the method where you use the old seal as kind of a bumper or a buffer to push in the old one, and I could not for the life of me get it to go in. I ended up ruining a seal, so I had to buy new seals, and with that I bought a seal driver for $30, which is a little bit overkill, but boom, went right in, no issues, and it seated it really good. So if I can give a recommendation, get yourself some specialty tools. You don't always need one. You know, you don't need a swing arm bearing puller, or I know they sell like a PDS, like the PDS bearing bushing, you know, tool. You don't necessarily need that, but this is one I can give you a recommendation for. If you're doing seals, get you a seal driver. It makes a big difference. So that's pretty much it. That's where we are. I haven't been lazy. I've been trying to work on this thing. I've kept track of everything I've bought. I have a spreadsheet with it. I probably have close to 20 hours into this bike, and it is kind of pitiful that it's still in this many pieces, but I'm on the home stretch. All the parts are here. I did the wheel bearings. Like I said, I did the forks. I cleaned this up. Did the swing arm, or I'm working on the swing arm. Did the steering stem. Did the top PDS. I got a new tire. Rear, I'm not sure if I want to change the front, but the rear tire is going to be a Tusk MX45 120/80 19. The 19 should have been another hint to me that this was not a EXC, that it was in fact a motocross bike. So, but we are chugging along. I have more parts over here. Tubes, handguards. That's filters, a whole bolt kit. Here's some jets and a new spark plug, and then a throttle cable that's longer. So in any event, I'm working on it. Oh, the other thing, I gotta show you this. This is crusty as crusty can get. This is the original seat, or not the original, this is the seat that came on the bike. And you can tell that thing's been shaved down, almost no foam on it. And if you look, focus. If you look, it's actually ostrich. It's ostrich leather, or faux ostrich. I have no idea. I have no idea why, and I don't care. I went on Facebook Marketplace and I got myself a tall seat. It's a little bit beat up, but it'll work with this bike, with what I need. Big seat for a big guy. And yeah. So that's it. That's kind of the midpoint update. I'm not real good at YouTube. I don't know how to make this flashy and nice, but at least you know I'm not being lazy. I'm working on this thing. I will try to put together a nicer, wrap up, and we'll go from there. But as of right now, we're less than a month away from this trip, so I really need to get a move on. But I feel like I'm in a good position. And yeah, thank you for watching this. Thank you for bearing with me. If you're still here, listening to me ramble about stuff that is only applicable to a select few crazy people like me. All right, thank you.